Although the boys' bodies have not been found, the prosecution has said that evidence, including interviews with the West's other children, indicates the boys were killed in September of 2020, 3 months before the West reported them missing. The West are charged with second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and other offenses and face life terms in prison if convicted.
April 17th, 2023. Week 3 of the trial has resumed in the case of Trezell and Jacqueline West, charged with murder in the deaths of their adopted sons, Classic and Sincere, also known as Orrin 4 and Orson 3. Bakersfield Police Detective John Ryan is back on the stand. Ryan is being questioned by prosecutor Eric Smith. Ryan has identified an item shown to him as a warrant for bank records for the West. It's from Strata Credit Union. Smith ended his questioning, and Alexia Torres Stallings, lead counsel for Jacqueline West, is about to cross-examine him. Torres Stallings is going over his training. She asked how many missing persons cases he's worked in the gang unit. "I don't recall any in the gang unit," Ryan said. "When he was on patrol, there were numerous cases involving missing people, maybe 1 or 2 with children." Ryan said he's a liaison with the FBI, but works for BPD. He said any training he had in that job is on-the-job training with them. He's the terrorism liaison officer, but it's not necessarily all terrorism cases. There are ones involving drugs and sex trafficking, whatever they give him. Only this one involved missing children, he said. Under questioning by Torres Stallings, Ryan said he was called to Cal City on December 22, 2020 for a missing persons case, not a homicide investigation. Through questioning by Torres Stallings and follow-up by Judge Charles R. Brimmer, Ryan acknowledged human trafficking occurs through Interstate 5. Ryan testified he arrived December 22nd and was on the street, but not in the West house. Before he interviewed Jacqueline West, he did not go into the home, he said. He searched fields, drove around looking for surveillance video, Ryan said. He did not speak with anyone from Cal City, he said. He said he did not review any video before interviewing Jacqueline West. Ryan said his initial canvassing of the area involved looking for the children, clues where they had been. He spoke with Cal City Police once going to department headquarters. Torres Stallings asked if there was a meeting with other law enforcement. Ryan said yes, a small meeting with other officers. He said the meeting occurred possibly around 7 p.m. on December 22nd, 2020. Under further questioning, Ryan said he doesn't remember the exact time of the meeting, but it was before the interview. He said he spoke with Cal City officer Brian Hansen about interviews Hansen had with the other West children. Ryan testified he didn't review the video or transcripts of Hansen's interviews with the children before interviewing Jacqueline West. He said he did not review video or transcripts of initial interviews police had with the West before interviewing Jacqueline West. Ryan said he does not know if Jacqueline West slept or ate anything before the second interview. He gave the same answers for Trezell. Ryan said he has zero formal psychological and neurological training when it comes to interrogating people. He said there are differences when it comes to interviewing witnesses as opposed to suspects. Ryan said he knows what a ruse is. Torres Stallings asked if a story he told Jacqueline West regarding his sister was a ruse. Ryan said no, it's a true story. Ryan agreed the story was a way to connect with Jacqueline West. Torres Stallings asked if it was an intimidation factor to say Jacqueline West's children would be taken away. Ryan said no, the kids had already been removed. Torres Stallings asked if he recalled telling Jacqueline West she would also lose her house, car, family, friends, and her husband. Ryan said yes. Ryan said he's not aware if any of the West children have cognitive difficulties and did not review school records. Torres Stallings asked Ryan if he was aware 65,202 kids were reported missing in California in 2020. Smith objected, and she said she'll move on to Kern County statistics. In 2020, 4,227 kids in Kern County were reported missing in 2020, she said. Torres Stallings is using statistics from Department of Justice. 4,401 children were reported missing in Kern County. Tori Stallings said, correcting her earlier figure. 14 dealt with parental abduction. 8 were under suspicious circumstances related to stranger abduction, she said. Ryan said he wasn't aware of those numbers. Ryan testified all the other missing children cases he has investigated involved runaways. Tori Stallings is asking Ryan about surveillance footage he said he reviewed on December 27, 2020, which showed only 4 children entering the van on December 19, 2020, with the West. The West had 6 children. Ryan said he could not identify the faces or ages of the children who entered the West van. Tori Stallings is showing him a portion of the video he reviewed. She has asked to admit it into evidence, and Bremer admitted it. Tori Stallings is about to play the video. The camera points towards the West home, and the white van is visible. It's from across a yard, at a distance at which it's difficult to make out clothing or distinguishing characteristics. Do you know if any of the individuals were carrying any children that day? Tori Stallings asked. Ryan said it didn't appear so. She asked if he knew for sure. He said no. Tori Stallings asked Ryan if he contacted a neighbor who is seen in the video after the van pulls away. Ryan said he doesn't know if anyone asked that neighbor if they saw 6 children enter the van. Tori Stallings is going to show a second video. Ryan said he watched this one too. It's from the same camera, same angle. The video shows the van pull up, people get out. Tori Stallings asked again if he knows if anyone was carrying a child. Ryan said no. Ryan testified he watched those 2 videos on December 27, 2020. He said he didn't know the first video Tori Stallings played had been digitally enhanced by the FBI, and didn't know if the other videos were enhanced. Tori Stallings is going to play video from December 21, 2020, the day the boys were reported missing. It's loading now. Ryan said he went to another residence where he got access to security footage but was not able to view it on December 27, 2020. He doesn't know if it was continuous footage. He said the homeowner was not able to access it because he wasn't home. It wasn't until later that they got access. Ryan said he doesn't know if anyone else received a statement from the homeowner, Robert Avalar, saying a black woman had driven through the desert area that night. At the West home, Ryan said he saw fingerprints on a sliding glass door in the back. He said he doesn't know if anyone grabbed the evidence. Asked if he knows of any other smudge marks around the home, Ryan said no. He said it was less than a week from the reported disappearance he saw the marks on the glass door. Ryan said he saw the children's rooms, very few toys. He said he didn't see toothbrushes. He said he was told a used diaper was found a year later at the home. He said he saw children's clothes of various sizes, 1 or 2 Christmas presents for Orrin and Orson. Moving back to the surveillance footage from December 21st, it's taken from the same cameras as the footage shown from December 19, 2020. Tori Stallings is going to play it now. Tori Stallings has pointed to a shadow in the backyard of the West home, an individual who has popped up. The video continues to play. Tori Stallings has paused the video. You can clearly see someone or something moving back there, correct? She asked. Yes, Ryan said. The video has resumed. Ryan agrees under questioning that the individual moves to an area where you can't see them, then comes back. He agrees there is a light that turns on in the West house. He said he doesn't know if the light was a motion sensor light. A vehicle is seen leaving a nearby residence. Ryan said he doesn't know whose vehicle that is. Some lights are seen flickering and a car drives by. Whose car is that? Tori Stallings asked. I have no idea, Ryan said. The video has been paused as it is time for the court's 15-minute break. Back in session with Tori Stallings continuing to show the video and Detective John Ryan back on the stand. There is movement by the front door near the van, Ryan confirmed. The van's lights turn on and it leaves the house. The video has ended. Ryan confirmed he watched these videos on December 27, 2020. This is the first day he's watched them since that day, he said. When he interviewed Jacqueline West and mentioned surveillance video, he went off a statement made to him by Officer Brian Hansen, Ryan said. Ryan said he did not review that video or go to the home where it came from to see how far it was from the West home. He did not ask to see it. Ryan testified he has never watched the video from that home. Obvious differences in the West statements were that one said the grandma had been transported by them, the other said they didn't, Ryan said. Regarding the disappearance, he said their statements about closing the back gate were different. Torres Stallings asked if he was keeping an open mind while interviewing Jacqueline. Ryan said he was, then said the first interview was to lock her into a statement. Ryan said there were times he left the interviews. He left the room because he needed more details before going back in, he said. After those 5 minutes getting briefed, he then tried to lock Jacqueline into a statement. Prosecutor Eric Smith has asked for a quick sidebar before the next video is played. They're back. Torres Stallings asked if part of a 5-minute conversation he had with Hansen included what the plan was when they went in to interview Jacqueline. Ryan said yes. He said they didn't discuss interrogation tactics. Ryan said he's aware Hansen touched Jacqueline on the leg and small of her back. He said he didn't tell Hansen to do that. Torres Stallings said Ryan stormed out of the room when Jacqueline said she was regretting calling the police. Ryan said he walked out. Torres Stallings asked Ryan if he remembered telling Jacqueline he would apologize if he was wrong about her. Ryan said yes. I'm going to hold you to that, Torres Stallings said, ending her questioning. Prosecutor Eric Smith objected, arguing Torres Stallings was argumentative and there was no question pending. Judge Brimmer sustained the objection. Smith is again questioning Ryan. Ryan said, other than calling 911, the West said they didn't call anyone else. Ryan has been excused. Jeffrey Cecil has been called to the stand. He's the crime lab supervisor for the Bakersfield Police Department. He's been with the department 23 years. He takes photos of crime scenes, collects evidence. He went to the West home to help with the search and collect evidence, Cecil said. They had ground-penetrating radar that can see anomalies in the ground. He said it's like a lawnmower that pushed over the ground. I did seize any items of evidence, Cecil said. Smith ended questioning. Under cross-examination by Torres Stallings, Cecil said anomalies could mean disturbances in the ground or human remains. It can find pipes, rocks, old plants. Cecil said he doesn't believe he fingerprinted anything that day. He doesn't recall anyone asking him to lift fingerprints from a glass sliding door. Torres Stallings ended her questioning. Cecil said the ground-penetrating radar was also used at another location. Nothing was located there either, he said. He's now being questioned by Victor Nasser, an attorney for Trezell West. Nasser ended questioning. Cecil has been excused. Destinie Martinez has been called to the stand. She's a police lab technician at BPD. Her primary duties are to document crime scenes. She takes photos of the scene first. Smith is going to show photos Martinez took on December 29, 2020. The first photos are of the West white van. The next photos are of the West home, both exterior and interior. She's going over each of the photos she took of the living room, bathroom, bedrooms, closets. Martinez took multiple photos of the backyard, which is mostly dirt. There were presents with tags identifying them for Orrin and Orson, Martinez said. Fluid used to detect the presence of blood was applied in multiple areas, including bedrooms and bathrooms. Nothing was located, Martinez said. Martinez said she took swabs from a steering wheel and a car seat to try to get DNA evidence. 5 car seats were seized from the West's van, Martinez said. Smith is displaying photos of the car seats. Swabs were taken of the car seats and were tagged for evidence. In this line of questioning, Martinez is identifying each car seat and giving the tag number for the swab taken of each seat. Receipts were seized from inside the van, Martinez said. One is from Superior Grocers, another from Dollar General. Mattress pad covers and blankets were seized from the bedrooms, Martinez said. Martinez is identifying the items from the evidence numbers they were given. More photos were taken and other items seized on a subsequent visit, Martinez said. This was on January 5, 2022. A diaper was seized in the classroom part of the residence and booked as evidence, she said. Surveillance video was obtained from the Dollar General listed on the receipt in the West van. The dates of the video requested were from 4 days in September 2020 from the Dollar General on Cottonwood Road, Martinez said. Smith ended his questioning. Alexia Torres-Stallings, lead counsel for Jacqueline West, has begun cross-examination. On December 9, 2020, when Martinez was at the home seizing evidence, there were at least 4 or 5 other officers with her, she said. Before arriving at the home, Martinez knew there were 2 missing boys, and BPD had taken over the case and search warrants were going to be served. She said her job was to seize any items they thought could be important. Martinez said they were at the home at least an hour to 90 minutes. Torres-Stallings is asking about spraying the Blue Star solution, the chemical that reveals traces of blood, in the home. Martinez said she sprays it all over the carpets, floors, countertop, pretty much everywhere. Martinez did not spray the chemical in the van. A diaper on the floor of a bathroom and trash and a small receptacle were not seized December 29, 2020, Martinez said. No blankets in the laundry room were seized by her, Martinez said. No fingerprints were taken that day, she said. The case was being treated as a homicide investigation as early as December 29, 2020. A red sticker saying homicide was placed on bags containing evidence. Martinez is describing transfer DNA, skin cells left behind when a person touches something. The car seats and other items were swapped for transfer DNA. All of the car seat handles, straps, and areas where the head and legs would be were swabbed, Martinez said. She did that for all 5 car seats seized that day. The swabs are placed in a cold area for preservation, Martinez said. Martinez testified she doesn't know what type of air regulation or if there was any contamination to a diaper seized from the home a year later. Martinez went to the house 3 times, once for the search warrant, a second time when pruning shears were located, and a third time when the diaper was seized. Martinez testified the pruning shears had not been seized prior to her taking them in January 2021. Torres-Stallings has finished, and Victor Nasser, an attorney for Trezell West, has begun questioning. Martinez testified she took a series of photos before the search and then after. He finished questioning and Martinez has been excused. Tammy Sullivan has been called to the stand. She works with Kern County Search and Rescue. She trains with the canines. One dog does human remains detections and any human scent searches. It's an Australian Shepherd named Sadie. Sullivan is testifying to the training the dog undergoes for human remains searches. On the evening of December 21st, 2020, Sullivan went to Cal City. She believes she got the call around 7 p.m. She went with other people. There was another dog handler. Sadie showed no interest in the white Chevy van, the side yard, a vacant lot, and the desert area during a 2-mile search. Sadie located no human scent of significance. She returned to the home on December 23rd, 2020. Sadie started searching in the backyard, then in the house. She showed no interest when in the house. Sadie showed interest in the side gate into the backyard. In 2 other areas of the backyard, she showed no interest. 2 inches were scraped off of 2 mounds in the backyard, and Sadie showed interest then too, Sullivan said. Smith is now going to play video of the search conducted December 23rd, 2020 by Sullivan and Sadie. Transcripts are being handed to the jury. The video has been played. Sullivan said the way the wind was blowing, it took the scent and blew it into the corner of the house and up. Sadie smelled something, but couldn't locate where it was coming from, she said. In the second video, Sadie lies down in the dirt in the yard. That's an alert, Sullivan said. When she laid down on the mound, that's her alert when she locates something, Sullivan said. Something means human remains. It could be blood, bones, or fluid. Smith ended his questioning. The FBI dug up the yard, but didn't find human remains. Timothy Hennessy, lead counsel for Trezell West, noted Sadie in the second video got distracted by another dog barking. Sullivan said that's correct. Sadie isn't trained to identify the scent of a particular person, can only identify if a person was present, Sullivan said. Sadie can't tell when traces of blood, bone, or fluid were left, Sullivan said. The first night she was there was so many people in the backyard and it was very possible the scent could have been contaminated, she said. Court is in recess for 15 minutes. Back in session with Sullivan on the stand being cross-examined by Hennessy, he showed her a transcript of her testimony before the grand jury. Sullivan's assignment when she got to the home the first night was to follow the route of the van to see if the boys had been dumped. Sadie the dog showed no interest in the van or on a 2-mile walk that led into the desert. Hennessy ended his questioning, and Tora Stallings asked Sullivan if she was aware if the search of the spot Sadie alerted on returned no human remains. Sullivan said she was aware of that. Under redirect examination by Smith, Sullivan said Sadie is trained to know the difference between human and animal remains. A law enforcement officer took a couple inches off the mound before Sadie smelled it, Sullivan said. After that layer was removed, Sadie alerted by lying down at that area, she said. She was signaling to something. As to exactly what it is, I do not know, Sullivan said. Sullivan has been excused. Detective Paul Hernandez has been called to the stand. He's in the BPD's Robbery Homicide Division. He reviewed multiple videos taken from surveillance footage, looking for any movement at the West home, seeing when people left or arrived, Hernandez said. This was from a 24-hour period he reviewed from midnight on December 21st, 2020 to midnight of the next day. A motion-activated light turned on, but nothing could be seen. Then a front porch light later on at 2:48 a.m. on December 21st. The porch light was again activated. There was no movement, Hernandez said. At 3:48 a.m., the front porch light again went and turned off a minute later. At 4:05 a.m., a vehicle drives by the residence, Hernandez said. He tried to detect movement at the residence or in the yard. At 10 a.m., someone walks out the front door of the residence and appears to place items in the trash receptacle. Hernandez said he does it again a short time later, and again a short time later at 10:06 a.m. At 12:21 p.m., someone leaves by the side door of the home and stays on the east portion of the residence for 3 to 4 minutes, Hernandez said. At 4:12 p.m., someone walks into the rear of the yard, then bends over and stands up multiple times before walking into the home. The person entered the home at 4:20 p.m., Hernandez said. The van left the home at 4:33 p.m. At 4:39 p.m., it returned home and someone left the van. At 4:51 p.m., there are 2 people near the van. Shortly afterward, law enforcement arrives. They start searching the area. The van leaves again and returns. The van returns at 5:05 p.m. The lights are turned off at 5:10 p.m. More officers arrive on the scene and canvass the area, Hernandez said. Smith has requested to play 3 videos. Smith paused the video and Hernandez is pointing out the locations where he saw people or items. The video is playing. Smith is now playing the second video. The second video has finished and Smith has begun playing the third and last video. All 3 videos are from a surveillance camera on a home west of the West residence. The third video won't be shown in its entirety today. In the video so far, lights have gone on and off, a couple vehicles are spotted, and the West white van drives away. The van returns and someone gets out. Smith has paused the video and court is in recess for the day.